under contract number 336 of 2019 to 2020 in Kajiado Central Constituency. Could the Cabinet Secretary explain what led to the inordinate delays in the execution of the contract and provide the expected timelines for its completion? Could the Cabinet Secretary provide the contract details, including the contract sum, the number of employees engaged, and the amount of funds paid to the contractor so far against the works done? Could the Cabinet Secretary explain how the contractor incorporated corporate social responsibility while undertaking the project?
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to respond as follows. Number one, the progress of the construction of the roads under the mentioned contract is 35.81% as at 4th October 2021. The status of the individual roads is as detailed in Table 1 below. Road number 1, Enterprise Road to Stadium, a length of 1.84 kilometers with a weighted progress of 20.81%. Road number 2, Shepashina Estate Road, a length of 0.97 kilometers with a weighted progress of 6.65%. Majengo Roads, 1.7 kilometers with a weighted progress of 0.99%. Saina Estate Road, a length of 0.8 kilometers. So far, no progress there. Then Outer Ring Road, with a length of 2.26 kilometers and a weighted progress of 7.36. The initial delay in the project was caused by A, discrepancies in cadastral information on Enterprise Juakali Stadium Road. The Kajiado County Government Survey Office subsequently issued updated survey plans demarcating the road boundaries in March 2021, and works have progressed well since then. B, inclemental weather or rainy weather in the months of January, February, and May 2021. The contract period is 24 months, and the expected completion date still remains as earlier planned, that is 3rd November 2022. The information requested is provided for in the Table 2 and 3 below. It gives the amounts paid, for instance, as 110 million. It gives the contract sum as 588 million, and other such details. Then overleaf, we have contractor staff, number of employees engaged. We have a total of 60 staff. Males are 55, that is 91%, and female only 9% at 5 in number. And the entire hierarchy of the construction is reflected from the site agent down to artisans, masons, and concrete mixers and material technicians. The number of casuals engaged depends on the road construction activity, so they vary. Thank you, Chair. Sorry, one last comment is
yes.
The CSR, number 5. As its CSR activity, the contractor has engaged a waste management company to collect solid waste along the project road. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable MEMUSI. Kanjori.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Chair. And thank you, PS, for that response. However, Chair, I find the last response a bit disturbing.
The CSR.
The CSR.
Yes.
It's actually ridiculous and insulting to the people of Kajiado Central. And on that, I'll ask the PS the following. Who was consulted on the kind of CSR that the contractor will undertake? I'll also ask you, because garbage collection is a function of the county government, and I'm sure resources to that effect have been allocated. What will happen to these resources? Chair, the contractor has done trenches on these roads that are dangerous to people and livestock around that area. These trenches are left with no signage, with nothing that protects people from accidentally falling into these trenches at night. And it also poses danger to our animals in these areas. Chair, I think just sitting here and hearing what we are going through as members of parliament and what the people sitting on the other side from the executive, they are totally unaware of what is going on the ground. And they do not have the courtesy of involving those of us who are on the ground and those of us who have been elected to represent the people that they purport to come and serve. Chair, if the contractor had come to site and asked for the appropriate CSR, my role as a representative of the people would have been to tell him the most pressing need of these people. Hakuna mtu ameomba nyinyi mtuokotee takataka. And you cannot say the solid waste that you are collecting is from the construction, because that should be part of that contract. So, Chair, I think I'll request this committee, because the complaints that members are having from the work that is being done, work that is a function of national government, roads that are a function of national government, and us as members of parliament who are supposed to oversight these works, we are being ignored. These people are just going to the ground, doing their own business with the contractors, and totally ignoring the role of representatives. So, Chair, lastly, as they answer me on the CSR, there is also some shoddy work being done. On these roads, there are pathways. The contractor is filling up these pathways with black cotton soil. And even if I'm not an engineer, I know that that is inappropriate. We have photos to this effect that Chair can share with you. But Chair, it's important that I request your committee, together with the PS and the Kura team, because this is a project by Kura, to come visit the ground, visit these projects, and see actually what we are talking about. Thank you, Chair.
We're willing to engage the Member of Parliament so that if garbage collection is certainly not a priority, then we'll redirect the contractor elsewhere. We'll also instruct the resident engineer and the RM in that area, particularly, well, we call them directors in Kura, to be available and engage the Member of Parliament. And of course, we welcome his suggestion that we do a ground visit at a time that is convenient to him and us, so that we can rectify all these matters. As for the French drains, yes, French drains can be quite a hazard. We require a bit of civil education and engagement of local communities. We require to establish pathways across the French drains, small culverts and bridges, and where necessary provide protection and signage. That will be done. But it's best done after a site visit so that we can have an agreement on where they're required. And pedestrian paths are actually constructed according to a standard. If this is not being carried out, then that will be remedied with urgency. Thank you, Chair.
I want to make it very clear that garbage collection is not our priority. It is not. So let's sit, and if there is anything you want to do, out of 500 million shillings, surely if you left the people of Kajiado Central telling them that we've left you with these roads and we've also collected garbage for you. It's an insult. So I would say that's not our priority. Let's sit down and I give you areas that would have some impact.
Okay.
Thank you.
So PS, it is turning down to become CSR. Now let's get this as committee. Was there provision of CSR in this package?
Can I invite through you, Chair, DG Kandia to confirm? I'm DG
Kinoti.
To confirm if there is any CSR on this project.
Was there provision for CSR in this contract?
Thank you, Chair and Honourable Member. The CSR component is actually, it is not part of the contract. It is the contractor who is doing it on. It is not captured as part of the contract.
So it's not an obligation?
Yeah, but we are just talking to the contractors if we can assist, but we have agreed with, as we agreed the member, you can talk and see what's more. But it's actually not captured in the contract.
Order. Let's get it right. Honorable Kanjori, listen. It is not part of the contract. Am I right, DG?
Yes, Chair, I can confirm.
Then it's not an obligation. You cannot ask, but it's not an obligation. Honorable Kanjori.
Chair, even if it's not part of the contract, you want to give something that will help that person that you're giving. Even if it is charity you're bringing, bring charity that is needed by that person. We didn't ask for it. You decide to give it to us, give us what we need.
Exactly.
Or leave it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think there is an obligation, PS and DG Kura. What we might say in other language, legitimate expectation, because you have declared that.
Chair and honourable members, I think when we went down to do roads in Kajiado town, we realized that the element of garbage, it was really an issue which was affecting the functionality of the roads, especially where the contractor was working, because there's no designated dumping areas. And then for even effective implementation of the project, that's why the contractor on the project roads agreed to be collecting garbage which is put on those roads continuously. So it was a need for us to facilitate the way the project was being implemented.
Chair.
Honorable Kanjori.
Yeah, Chair, I think it would be very wrong for us to sit here and go on record on things that are not right. DG, for your information, there's a dumping site in Kajiado. So you cannot say that there is no place to take garbage in Kajiado. There's a dumping site, if only you care to ask. But again, Chair, this is not the issue. As a representative of the people, I am saying what you've given to us. Whether it is contractual, whether it is a charity, it is not what we need.
Yes, Honorable Kanjori.
Simply that.
Order, Honorable Kanjori.
And lastly, Chair.
Order.
Just
Before that last, wait, Honorable Kanjori. We are trying to help you. Now, PS, what do? You have created a legitimate expectation. They are saying, we don't want the West, help us something that we want. Can you go out of your way